So obviously, as you all can see, there's a picture of Major Jeff Edson. I just wanted for us to take a moment. Jeff was a key member of the state court team. He passed away yesterday after a long fight with cancer. He was the major over the Uniform Patrol Division, and so any tickets that were written by those deputies came to us, and he was a key person. And from y'all's perspective, anytime we came to him with an idea that would help us serve y'all better and say, hey, if we do this, we can move people through quicker or we can give them better information. He was always game. Even when my idea was terrible, he was always nice to me about it. And so, anyway, he had a very long and distinguished career. He started in 1985. He worked for Clayton County. He worked his way through all the ranks through there for 20 years, stayed up there. When he left there, he actually went over to Iraq and was a trainer for the Iraqi police and helped them learn the fundamentals of policing. Then he came back here in 2010, and he has worked his way up from corporal, and again was the major over the Uniform Patrol Division. He had more training certifications than you could shake a stick at, and he was a very dedicated trainer. And again, he was a key team member. So what I thought we could do now is I'll just sit in a minute of silence, 60 seconds, because we are really, really going to miss working with him. All right, so that 60 seconds starts now, and if y'all will hold the door. All right, thanks y'all. Like I said, we're very much going to miss working with Jeff. So, all right. So I have one person virtual. I've already talked to him. For those of you here, if you'll look up at the monitors, we're going to jump right in. Actually, I have two people virtual. He wants me to be louder. I can get louder. How about that? Got a thumbs up. All right. This is the Spalding County State Court. My name is Josh Thacker. I'm your judge, and this is the ticket arraignment calendar. I want to start out by saying here in the Spalding County State Court, we believe that each of you, as you interact with this court, deserve the respect and the dignity that you would wish for someone you care about. We'll extend that to each of you as we interact with you all here today. Hey, please don't talk during court. Our goal is to move your case forward promptly, return you back to your lives. We cannot do that if you are having sidebar conversations, and frankly, you'll find out pretty quick that I'm not going to have any patience with it. All right, I do have two people virtual. My two people who are virtual, go ahead right now and get a pen and a piece of paper to write down the information I'm going to give you about your case. It drives me insane when I start to give people information and they've been sitting there all morning and then they ask me to wait while they go get a pen and a piece of paper. So wait for me to call your name. You cannot unmute yourself until I call on you, and just be patient. Go ahead and shut off your camera while you're waiting. All right, cell phones. I did this right before I came in, so everybody else do the same thing as me, which is pull out your phones from wherever you have stashed them and absolutely, positively make sure they are off. If they ring after this moment, it means you ignored my instructions to turn them off, and then I have to have a contempt hearing, which I assure you neither of us want to do, but you especially don't want me to have a contempt hearing because everybody knows how distractible I am, and frankly, I'm trying to get y'all out of here quickly against my distracted nature. All right, so there, those are the instructions you've been given. This is the correct courtroom for you if you were issued a citation here in Spalding County. Your citation directed you to appear today. If what I'm saying does not sound correct, step out into the hallway, speak to the bailiffs, show them your paperwork, and they'll move you in the right direction. The bailiffs were, I'm going to circle back to this on two things. A couple of you are here and your ticket says 1:30. You're great. Sit tight. We intentionally kept y'all. We're going to take care of you this morning. Is there anyone in this room, and the bailiffs were really good about this coming in, but let's just be very careful. Is there anyone in this room whose citation was issued from the city of Griffin, and you are here, and it would be at the very top in the middle, and it would say Griffin Police Department or City of Griffin? If that is the case, you're in the wrong courtroom, and we'll get you moved into the right courtroom. The bailiffs turned away, goodness, y'all turned away like almost 12, 15 people this morning, moving them to the city municipal court. Okay. All right, if you find out that's you, just talk to the bailiffs. We have a system for that. Today is what's called your arraignment day. I'm going to go over your rights with you, and I'm going to tell you what your options are. And then you or your attorney, which actually there's no attorneys, you're going to tell me what you want to do with your case. You may have a trial. There are two types of trials. There's a jury trial, and that's where 6 jurors sit in that box over there and decide guilt or innocence on your charges. And then you can give me permission to have a bench trial, and that's where you let me make the decision on your case with no jury present. You may have a conference with the solicitor's office. That's this group up here to your left. If you wish to resolve your case, try to resolve your case today. And then lastly, if you wish to have an attorney, you can ask me for one, and I will give you instructions on applying with the public defender's office, which you will do today. Your charges in this courtroom are misdemeanors. The average misdemeanor carries a maximum punishment of 12 months to serve in the Spalding County Jail and or a $1,000 fine. Now, a few minor traffic charges like seatbelt have a lower maximum fine, and high and aggravated misdemeanors have up to a $5,000 maximum fine. Now, each of you here have the right to a speedy and public jury trial. Again, that's where 6 citizens of Spalding County can decide guilt or innocence on each of your charges. You can also choose a bench trial. Again, that's where you give me permission to make the decision with no jury present. You may waive your right to a trial and close your case with a plea if you so choose. I have no preference. You must knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently choose for yourself. You have the right to be presumed innocent. You have the right to force the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, to cross-examine the state's witnesses, to subpoena your own witnesses and evidence to court. You have the right to testify or not testify, to not incriminate yourself. And if you remain silent, your silence cannot be held against you. You have the right to an attorney. You may hire your own attorney if you so choose. However, if you cannot afford an attorney, then you can apply today with the public defender's office. I will give you their address. Their office is about 4 blocks from here, and you'll go straight there and fill out your application today. Now, this is your warning, and I'm amazed at how many people test me on this every trial calendar. If you do not take action ASAP, and then you come in on your next calendar, the trial calendar, and you ask me for more time for you to go 4 blocks to apply with the public defender's office, you're very likely going to hear me say no and tell you that you have waived the right to apply. If you want the public defender's office, you must take prompt action to secure their services, or you are very likely going to hear me say no. All right, everybody here is without an attorney. You need to know that an attorney would help you understand our criminal justice system, would explain what your charges are and what the defenses are to those charges, file motions on your behalf, engage in plea negotiations, subpoena witnesses and evidence for your defense, conduct a trial on your behalf and make objections, protect your record, appeal a conviction, and otherwise work to protect you. All right, first offender and conditional discharge. These each allow you to enter a guilty plea without being convicted. You get one of each for your entire life. Now, first offender is for everything except traffic-related charges, and then conditional discharge is for drug-related offenses only. So you'll notice for those of you with traffic offenses, these don't really apply to you, but this does. Nolo contendere. We call this a nolo plea for short. It's where you enter a guilty plea without admitting guilt, and it is available on most basic traffic charges. You are allowed one nolo every 5 years, and that is measured from the incident date to the incident date, the ticket date to the ticket date. A nolo will usually prevent points. It'll usually save your license. It won't help you much if you're under 21. All right, quick show of hands. Who here is under 21? Anybody? One. Okay, you'll need to tell us that when you make your announcement. All right, if there's anyone here who is not a United States citizen, then you need to know that any conviction will very likely have a negative impact on your immigration status. All right, habeas corpus, weird old law that's my job to explain to you, and here's my best explanation. Again, weird old law. If you're convicted of these criminal charges here, you may sue Spalding County civilly over in Superior Court to challenge this conviction. Again, weird old law. What I really need you to remember is that if you have a traffic charge, you have 6 months to use those rights before they're gone. If you have anything else in this courtroom, you have 12 months to use those rights before they expire. All right, for those of you that want to try to resolve your case today, you make conference with the solicitor's office, and if that's what you want to do, you'll announce conference when your name is called. If that's what you want to do, let's see, I don't have any attorneys here. The solicitor's office, this group up here, just a reminder, they represent the state of Georgia. They are not your attorney. If you reach an agreement, you can resolve your case today. If you do not reach an agreement, then you simply tell the solicitor or any of the bailiffs that you wish to have a trial, and they'll happily sign your paperwork and move you in that direction. All right, what is our 30 for 30 program? So this is a program we instituted last January, so over 18 months ago at this point, and it has been wildly successful. So it's for those of you who do not want to go to trial. You also do not have, you do not wish to be placed on probation, and you do not have the fine amount to pay your fine in full today. So if those three things are true for you, then you may be a candidate for our 30 for 30 program. If that is you, then announce conference when your name is called, speak to the solicitor's office, and they will explore that question with you. So how does our 30 for 30 program work? It's where you negotiate a plea. It does include probation. But what I do is at the time of the plea, I delay the start of your probation by 30 days. That gives you 30 days to pay your fine in full plus $30 as a program fee, 30 for 30, 30 days, $30. If you're successful, then your case closes with no probation, right? So if you do that, no probation. 31 days out, if your case is still open, then you'll move over to probation, but your case is usually still terminated upon completion. So it's been a wildly successful program. We have anecdotal evidence that we think it's somewhere in the 80% success rate. So it's not every day we can come up with a plan that works great for everybody. Okay, so if you do receive probation today, you need to know you'll be supervised by the sentence enforcement team. You need to know that 100% of all fines may be worked off with community service work at a rate of $10 per hour. There will be a $50 intake fee per case. Again, these are for probation cases. There's a $60 per month supervision fee each month while you're on probation. That fee is mandatory, but it can certainly be waived after a separate hearing before me. All right, so some of you may choose to move your case to a trial calendar. If that is you, pay close attention because here's what's going to be expected of you. You need to know that all the trials will go on the same 2-week trial calendar. In week 1, you'll have a calendar call and you'll be expected to come here to make your announcement on your case. Then we're all going to skip a week in the middle, do some other court. And then in week 2, we're going to start our trials. Jury trials and bench trials together at 9 a.m. sharp. You need to know that you must appear each and every day until your case is resolved. We will use multiple courtrooms in week 2, and we will reach your case for trial. All right, do you want to help your friends and family? Because we're still a small enough community where everybody knows somebody who knows everybody. So if you recognize a name of somebody that I'm about to issue a warrant for, call them, tell them to get down here, and you'll definitely save them a great deal of future trouble. Okay. About to call the calendar. In fact, Ms. Tony over here, the assistant solicitor, is going to actually call the calendar. When she calls it and you hear your name called, stand up because I can't see who's talking out there from where I'm sitting. So stand up if you're able. If you're not able, wave your hand real high and just get my attention. Nobody has an attorney. So what you're going to do is you're going to very loudly announce one of the following. So you're going to stand up and then you're going to yell out really loud, either jury trial or bench trial or conference or attorney. And then with our one person who's under 21, you'll need to let me know that. So, okay. Ms. Tony, the floor is yours.
Tatiana Abdullah.
Oh, that person is our virtual. That's the one who just showed up. I'll get a number and put her for a conference.
Devontae Alexander.
Thank you.
Tabitha Anderson. Request failure to appear. Feldman Artola Ortega. Request failure to appear. Tremaine Blackshear. Request failure to appear. Marjorie Brown. Request failure to appear. Kendra Brundage. Request failure to appear. Joshua Bryant. Request failure to appear. Tamarkius Coleman. Request failure to appear. Michael Collier. Request failure to appear. Tracy Caldwell.
Conference, thank you.
Keanne Connor. Christian Cook. Request failure to appear. Jaquarius Copeland. Request bench warrant.
Granted.
Andrea Couch.
What's your name, sir? What's your name?
Cussman.
Cussman?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead.
The section F count.
Oh, okay. He cannot hear, so
Okay.
if y'all will grab him in the first round, that would be wonderful. I'm trying to find him here.
You said counts before that?
Yes.
I have a check mark. I see this down.
Okay. I'm not seeing him either.
I have a check mark. She's in there.
Okay, this gentleman is Paul Kussman, Kussman, on page 9 of this afternoon's calendar. Okay, and then, hold on, just, hold on. This has been this way since he got here. You got it, okay. Sir, if you'll step out in the hallway and have a seat. Well, one of y'all walk him out in the hallway and out here and have a seat. Thanks, y'all.
So was Couch here?
Couch,
Yeah, we have a check mark on it. I guess they had it home.
was that Andrea Couch?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do the failure to appear. It's an easy resolution if she wanders in.
Request failure to appear. Jasmine Crimes. Request bench warrant.
Granted.
John Quavius Crowell. Request failure to appear. He has 2.
Okay, if you ask me for a warrant, I'll grant it, but no pressure. Happy to do 2 failure to appears.
Oh, yes, a request bench warrant.
Okay, that's granted. I'll set cash bonds on both.
Corey Dennis. Request failure to appear. Justin Dutton. Request failure to appear. Brian Elkins. Request failure to appear.
Jeff, if I can make an announcement real quick. Please jump over to Alexander Duke.
Yes.
Is on your calendar. Julie Barnes is here. That's the attorney I was just speaking with back there.
Oh,
She's
great.
on the phone with her client.
Okay.
Just put that in the comments.
Joshua English. Request failure to appear. Slater Gaddy.
Thank you.
Kelly Garrett. Request failure to appear. Alexana Gassaway Wallace. Under 21.
All right, I'm gonna put you down for a conference, ma'am.
If not, I can just grab it.
No, y'all have probably already figured this out for yourself, but I am the luckiest judge in the state of Georgia. This team that is around me makes me look way better than I deserve. We're about to break off and start doing a bunch of things at the same time. So Mr. Shepard, who's your Solicitor General, he's going to grab those of you that want a conference and go ahead and start those conferences, which again, I told you earlier, don't let the 9:15 start worry you. We're very good at what we do. Mr. Shepard, it's all yours.
All right, so Devontae Alexander, Tracy Caldwell.
So if you'll step out those doors there.
Slater Gaddy, and Alexa Gassaway. Y'all go out the double doors over here to my right, your left. I'll meet you on the hallway.
All right, thank you, Mr. Shepherd. And did you want the, no, never mind, I didn't get a number. Don't pay attention to me.
Eddie Gentry. Request fair to appear. Jeffrey Gongwer.
Conference.
Thank you.
Wesley Grant. Request fair to appear. Rita Green. Request fair to appear. Dexter Greer. Request fair to appear. Jennifer Grindle.
Thank you.
Christopher Hamilton. Request fair to appear. Octavia Hardy. Request fair to appear. Edixon Hernandez.
All right, what would you like to do with your case? Interpreter. Spanish?
Yeah.
Perfect. Grab a seat.
Thank you.
Ja'Cory High. Request fair to appear. Brittany Hill. Request fair to appear. Muhammad Hill. Request fair to appear. Patrick Hoffman. Request fair to appear. Brandy Holloman. Request fair to appear. Titus Howard. Request fair to appear. Rodriguez Hughes. Request fair to appear. Zechariah Humphreys. Request fair to appear. Eric Hunter.
Thank you.
Robin Johnson. Request fair to appear. Sandra Jones. Request fair to appear. Ivy Kendall. Request fair to appear. Ivory Keys. Request fair to appear. Mallory Knight. Request fair to appear. Jake Knox. Request fair to appear. Craig Larzalier. Request fair to appear. Demetris Lattimore.
Conference, thank you.
Daquan Livingston. Request fair to appear. Marco Lopez Gueron.
Conference, thank you.
Mary McGee.
All right. Ms. McGee, do you wish to talk to the Public Defender's Office?
No, sir.
Okay, are you waiving the right to apply? With the pub- And then my last question before we part ways is, do you understand that that means at your bench trial with me, you'll either need to represent yourself or bring an attorney? Are both of those options okay?
Yes.
Okay, then we're good to go. If you will step out into the hallway and have a seat on the bench out there and wait for the bailiffs.
All right.
They will give you your next set of instructions, and we'll see you soon.
Corey Mangum. Request fair to appear. Victor Kane Marlowe.
Conference.
Will you talk to me about that one before you leave?
Yeah. Hippolito Martinez. Request bench warrant.
Granted.
Christopher Matos.
Conference.
Thank you.
William Maxon. There's a note on here, Judge, that says Spalding County Jail.
Okay, so we'll put Mr. Maxon on. Again, did y'all all call Piper went home sick this morning? He came in, opened the courthouse, and then said he was not feeling well, so he left. So,
Sorry to hear that.
so we'll all just stumble through without him. So, because Kip obviously has,
I have no clue how he did it.
yeah, so, so Kip just brings the fun.
It brings the.
So,
I got the hiccups.
yeah, so,
And-
anyway, so if you'll just add Maxon to tomorrow's calendar. All right, tomorrow it is.
Randy McDaniel,
Thank you.
Ronald Magruder. Request failure to appear. Holly McNeil. Request failure to appear. Andrew Merced.
He is virtual. He would like a conference. His number is 386-281-8725. Hannah's got them logging in earlier, so now when I log in, they're there, so I get a chance to talk to him. It's actually a pretty good little system.
Perfect. Thank you. Todd Mink.
Conference.
Thank you.
Dominique Morales.
Thank you.
Siri Myers. Request failure to appear. Matthew Parks. Request failure to appear. Reba Parton. Request failure to appear. Diamond Pennyman. Request
Okay.
failure to appear.
So you haven't received it yet, though? Okay, so this is just a good example of something I was going to announce afterwards, but this is a good time to do it. So Pennyman tried to pay online, but the outside of the courthouse online payment system has been down since last week. They have not been able to get it. They, being Tyler Technology, not been able to do it. Several people called and said they have placed items in the mail. Then the hurricane hit. So there are many of these FTAs that are not going to end up being FTAs. So I just want to say it out loud. I'm granting them because we need to. It's a bookmark. But I just want to make certain everybody hears me say, and that's on the record, that these FTAs, we're not going to be in any hurry whatsoever to issue them. It's just if they tell us the check's in the mail, and that's air quotes, and it never shows up, then it's bookmarked properly. So I'm going to issue that failure to appear, but it will very likely be lifted in the next day or so when it shows up. So sorry about that. I needed to put,
We got a white van parked in the handicap spot out front. We got a dog that's been locked in there over an hour.
ooh, anybody in a white
We got a
van?
white van in the handicap spot up front.
There's some people in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you'll go this way on your way out, you'll get several other chances to make that announcement.
Thank you.
Seriously, y'all, is anybody in a white van? I know that's a tough ask for a crowd, but it's going to get worse later.
I came at 7,
That van was there? Really?
Might be a city court then.
There's a gentleman standing in the back. Are you in the white van?
Yeah, but it's way in the back. No.
No,
It's right at the front door.
It's right here.
It's in a handicap spot.
Okay.
Might be city court.
They're all the way back around with Patrick.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else. There's nobody else on our floor. Okay, we're good to go.
Edwin Perdomo Morales. Request failure to appear. Jeffrederick Perry. Request failure to appear. Elena Quiles. Request failure to appear. Tamaya Ridgway. Request failure to appear. Todd Riley. Request failure to appear. Bryant Robinson. Request failure to appear. Ann Ramsett. Request failure to appear. Jaron Ramsey.
Oh, hold on. What was your name? Jerron Ramsey. Okay. Conference? All right. Thank you.
Sharita Rooks. Request failure to appear. Edward Smallwood. Request failure to appear. LaJarvis Smith. Request failure to appear. Kason Starbuck. Request failure to appear. Markel Stevens.
I don't have that one. Can I have that case number? Starbuck?
That one was waived by Singleton.
Then we're good. I don't need it.
You don't need it. Here. Let me take
Nope.
that.
I was just going to figure out why it wasn't on my calendar, and that's why it's not on my calendar.
They did it like late yesterday.
Markel Stevens. Request bench warrant.
Granted.
Michael Stevens. Request bench warrant.
Granted.
Cecil Taylor. Request failure to appear. Devon Thompson. Request failure to appear. Korea Walker. Korea Yana Walker. Request failure to appear. Lamarcus Watson.
Conference, thank you.
Furious Watts. Request failure to appear. Jasmine Wiggins. Request failure to appear. Javonta Wilkerson. Request failure to appear. Patrick Williamson.
Conference.
Thank you.
Montez Wortham.
Ooh-wee.
Request bench warrant.
Granted.
Trayvon Wren. Request failure to appear. Barry Wright. Request failure to appear. Orlando Weish. Request failure to appear.
All right. All right, couple of announcements to sweep everybody else up, because I know there's several people here who are on the 1:30 calendar who stayed. So if you were here and your name was not called, stand up for me. Again, I know there's a couple, it's less than I thought. In the red shirt, what's your name, nice and loud? Louder than that. Jones, okay, let me,
Supposed to be here yesterday.
oh, that's yesterday, that's right. I knew there was somebody here yesterday. Okay. All right, Ms. Jones, I'm just seeing what she's charged with. Yeah, she's fine. Ms. Jones, grab a seat. I'm going to put you down for a conference. I'm not lifting your warrant at this time, but I'm also not going to execute it. You're not free to leave until I see you or they give you your next set of instructions. What's your name, nice and loud?
Tony Berryman.
Berryman. Are you on this afternoon's calendar, I think? Yep, there you are. All right, conference. All right, thank you. Grab a seat. Anybody else? Okay, so, Miss Tony, you want me just to walk, you want me to do the announcements?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, happy to do it. All right, so a couple of announcements to make certain we're all on the same page. It is officially 9:52. We've finished calling the calendar. Everybody's name has been called. You all are the ones who want to wait and have a conference. That'd be great, because now what's going to happen is Miss Tony, who's the assistant solicitor, is going to be able to go back to the office, and then they're going to do two conferences at the same time. Remember me saying I'm the luckiest judge in Georgia? I have amazing people in every direction. Well, now the conferences are going to go twice as fast. So what I'm going to do is step off the bench. That does not mean it's time to go get a haircut or an oil change. I say that because on a statistical level, one of you is going to volunteer to go to jail. And let me say that again more slowly. On a statistical level, one of you is going to volunteer to go to jail, which means when I come back after this break, one of you is going to be gone. I don't know why it keeps happening. I keep saying don't do it. And every court date, somebody volunteers to go to jail. What's going to happen is, I don't care what your charge is. It could be speeding 1 mile over the speed limit. I'm going to mark it as not payable. I'm going to issue a bench warrant with no bond because I can't trust you to come back to court and stay. And then I'm going to come see you in the jail in a few weeks after you get picked up. Don't volunteer for that. Just come back and don't leave. How about that? So I'm sure none of you will do it today, but statistically, one of you is going to do it. So the oil change and the haircuts can wait. Here's the deal. It's not, as I said earlier, it's now 9:53. I'm going to step off the bench, step to the restroom. We're all human. We've all had coffee. It's fine. But get right back in your seats. Do not go anywhere else and wait for your name to be called, because the solicitor's office is going to be calling people out there. The bailiffs are going to be calling people out here. And then eventually I'm going to come out here and call people up this way. And if you're not in that center spot, that's the center of gravity of the world, then I can't do anything with your case. I need to get Abdullah's number for y'all. And Miss Tony, don't leave quite yet, because I want to talk to you about that other case. All right, so let me unmute Abdullah. Miss Abdullah, I've sent you an unmute request. If you'll approve that, please.
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Great audio. Ms. Abdullah, may I please have a good phone number in case we need to reach you?
Yes, sir. Phone number is going to be 706-513-9447.
All right, let me read that back to you. You gave me 706-593-9447.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I assume you want a conference?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so both Ms. Abdullah and Mr. Merced, the same instructions go to both of you. If y'all will both remove yourself from the video conference system, but don't go anywhere, just sit tight. Your phone's going to ring here in the next little bit, and the solicitor's office will have their conference with you, and then they'll give you your next set of instructions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. If you don't have any other questions, Ms. Abdullah, you're free to go. Mr. Merced, I've sent you an unmute request. If you have any questions for me, you're welcome to ask before you remove yourself from the system.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, both of you then can disconnect from the system. Don't go anywhere crazy. Wait for your phones to ring, and your conferences will be had. I think that's everything. All right. Ms. Middleton, the courtroom is yours.